Good evening, lovely, lovely people. How are we all doing this evening? First in is Susan. Good evening, Susan. How are you doing today? Right, let's see. It's been a while since I've done a live, so you're going to have to bear with me. So we've got an exciting program of events. Well, when I say exciting, I want your expectations to be quite low. So if you're watching, don't forget to say hi, guys, and obviously if you can hit the thumbs up on the video, I'd be very much appreciated. So this evening I am going out partying. So I mean, last weekend, in fact the reason I'm doing this live is because last weekend I didn't do anything. Basically I had the weekend off and it was absolutely fantastic. So I went to a party on the Saturday night, but that was about it. Going to another party tonight. The weather's looking really ropey this weekend, so I'm not going to be out boot sailing. I wasn't out boot sailing this morning, won't be tomorrow because it's very likely I'll be quite hungover. Yes, Chris, I have hair. I've decided to grow it. There's no hiding the fact that I'm old anymore. Evening, Craig. How you doing, my friend? Where's everybody in from today? Whereabouts in the country or the world are you? Good evening, Jilly. How are you? Who's the imposter with the hair? Yeah, I'll have to move this way a bit, Jilly, because I'm hiding my doctor's surgery chairs. I still haven't listed them. Those. I know which way we're moving. Those chairs behind me I bought from auction. They're very expensive ones. Henry Miller, something like that. They're branded chairs anyway, and I should be getting around about £100 each for them. God only knows why, but hey, who am I to argue? But yeah, they're not even listed yet. I'm really slacking. I've had them about a month. John's in. You growing your hair? I am growing my hair, John. You feeling jealous? The Dave. Good evening, sir. What else we got? My screen's really tiny. Let me just blow that up a bit. Here we go. That's it. My old eyes. So I'm not going to be readers on. Roy's in from St Helens. How you doing? Cliff, have you all any ideas why indoor boot sales are by any chance? There's only two that spring to mind immediately, and one is so hit and miss. I think it might be cancelled. There's one in the multi-storey car park in Accrington. It rains indoors, which is bizarre, particularly on the lower levels. It gets a lot of problems with damp and whatnot. But there's one in Accrington in the Arndale multi-storey car park, and the other one is Runcorn in a much more modern multi-storey car park. But definitely triple check if that's on, because he cancelled it so many times. They might have even pulled a plug on it because I don't think the organisers turn up very often. But aside from that, I'd refer to Car Boot Self Find UK group on Facebook. That's a really good resource. Sell the chairs already. Sell the chairs, yeah. County Durham. I know that, Jilly, because I've sent you things, haven't I? That sounded a lot more creepy than I intended. Evening, Alan. How are you doing, sir? Mr. Fish, how are you? Fellow Vertigo car booter when I woke up, also had Sprat, lived in Germany 20 years. There you go. I got out. I don't want to bring my kids up in the army, but that's a different story. I loved Germany, though. I'm going back for Oktoberfest this year, Dave, and I can't wait. Me and some of the boys are riding over. Very excited about that. I think that's the closest I'm going to be getting to a holiday this year. So I'm just welcoming people that are jumping in. Let me just have a quick look here. Just like I say, I apologize for it's not usually as slick as my edited videos this, so let's go on to that for a second. And you're probably going to hear me talking to myself for a second. Mute that, that's all good. So 33 watching already. Excellent. Excellent. Right, let's get through the hellos and then we'll get into some content. Miss Germany, yeah, absolutely. I think miss the LOA and the Merwitsteuer. When did you serve, Jay, and who with? It's work. Love going back, great memories. Absolutely. Whereabouts were you stationed, Dave? Or were you folks stationed? Right, we're at the bottom of the chat. Right, let's kick this off. I've got some giveaways to do. In fact, I've got 3 giveaways to do. I'm going to do the unboxing. The third giveaway, I'm going to, I should have learned from the first time I did this and prepped beforehand, but again, I haven't. For the third giveaway, I'm going to be doing a duck race. And if you're not familiar with duck races, Car Boot Chris is the one that introduced me to them, and they're absolutely brilliant fun. So I'll tell you how we're going to go about that a little bit later in the live anyway. But the first giveaway is for this very, very, very attractive bottle of Bell's whiskey. Obviously, I couldn't possibly comment whether it's new and sealed or not in its original box, because I'm just giving away a very fancy bottle. So to win this, it's the first response. Just as an aside, my decision has got to be final on this, because in the chat that I see, the responses are very, very often in a different order than you'll see on your screen. It's something to do with internet lag. I don't even know why, to be honest, but whoever is the first answer to this question on my screen will win this. You're just gonna have to take my word for it. I mean, I'll screenshot it if you like, but there's nobody I'm particularly close to in the chat anyway, no offense. Right, so Steph is saying hi, Dave. Oh, giveaway, yeah, giveaway. I've already got your address, Julie. It's getting worse. So Jay was in the Royal Engineers at Paderborn in 2016, and Meersbrog, I'm sure. It's all relative, Jay. I mean, I got medically discharged at the beginning of 95, so I only did 7 years, though, in my defence. And I spent a year in Hanover and a year in Osnabrück, watching and sewing or listening. Yeah, don't take your eyes off. You'll be stabbing your fingers, Alison. Okay. Bit off topic. Germany, JFG, Easy Pro. Don't know what that is, mate. No idea what that is, Roy. Sorry. If anybody can help Roy with that, with what a JFJ Easy Pro is, that'd be great. Prince Andrew. Yeah, it's a little bit controversial, I suppose, isn't it? You can keep this. This is probably going to be worth an absolute fortune in years to come. So whoever wins it, I'll stand the cost of the. I just realised as well, it's probably going to be medium parcel. So it's going to cost me a fortune this life. Never mind. But I'll stand the cost of the postage anyway, wherever you are in the world. Fingers crossed it's England or the UK. Simon Bell's in. Jay was medically discharged. Right, and we're at the bottom of the chat. Cool. Right, so the question to win this first giveaway, and it is the first answer, it's reseller related, generally speaking, and it's not too taxing. So the question is, which reselling husband and wife team have bought 2 side-by-side buildings to convert into a home and a warehouse for their reselling business? Who is going to be the first answer to that question? Right, so which reselling husband and wife team bought 2 side-by-side properties, buildings, to convert into one into a home and one into a warehouse for their reselling business? I might even have to give a clue. It's not Nick and Andrea or Nick and Angela, whoever they are. Wallace and Gromit, no. Homer and Marge, no. Oh, we've got a correct answer. And it's the Luxury Pickers, who have been most helpful this week. Thank you very much indeed. And that wasn't rigged at all. So let me just double check there's no other correct answers before. Nope, no other correct answers. Luxury pickers get the first giveaway. I'm sure. I think Andrew is probably a picker in his own right, but anyway, we won't go down that road. So anyway, Austin, if you hit me up with your address, if you email youtube@shedlife.uk with your details, I'll get that off in the post to you on Monday. Neil and Jan. Nope. Tattooed American guy. He is actually a tattooed American guy, yeah. If anybody, incidentally, the correct answer was Rally Roots. They're based in Florida. If you haven't heard of them, they're well worth a follow. I mean, obviously, there is a bit of a crossover between UK and US. It's essentially the same thing that we're doing. I mean, obviously, with different sort of like outlets and all that kind of thing, but essentially, it's exactly the same thing. They're a very, very engaging couple. The chemistry is brilliant between them. The videos are amazing. They've been around for a long, long time now. They're well over 100,000 subs. Well worth hitting them out. Nick and Andrew are moving too. They are, yeah, I believe so. I don't know too much about that, to be honest, but I was trying to be a little bit more specific with that question, just in case there was confusion. Okay, well, we've got a new segment to the live, and I'm calling this. This is a working title. Don't forget. We're going to call this "Sucky Sales and Success Sales." I'm not too sure about if that's going to stick or not. Like I say, it's a working title. So rather than take you through a long list of what sold this week, because there's a few people asked me for a what sold this week video, and it's not that well, I suppose I am reluctant to do it. I just think they're a bit dull, to be honest. I like most YouTube people that most YouTube resellers, they see a bigger uptake on their boot sale videos. I've noticed with my videos, they kind of tail off a bit after the live at the boot sale half of it, and then obviously not so much watch the full amount of the video. So, and I get that, because obviously it's the treasure hunting thing and people want to get stuck in and they want to sort of like shout at the telly when they spot something that I don't, that kind of stuff. So I do get that. Where was I going with that? Yeah, I didn't want to do a long drawn out video. So anyway, sucky sales, success sales. I'm going to share my screen and take you through in alternate fashion a sucky sale and a success sale. So the first one I'm going to show you is this one. This is a sucky sale. It might, on the face of it, not seem like a sucky sale. So including the postage, looking at just a couple of pence shy of £100. Now, the reason this was a sucky sale is because it was a massive pain in the ass. I had to, not only did I have to do a Franken box, I had to do Franken packaging and all sorts. It took me probably about an hour to package this up start to finish. It was a massive pain in the hoop. And the cheapest, believe it or not, that I could send it because of the dimensions after packing it and because of the weight of it was 40 quid. So cost price was £15, so £55 plus fees. There wasn't a lot. There wasn't enough left in it for it to be worth that hour packaging it up for me. So I'm definitely classing this as a sucky sale. The last one I sold of these I got for free, so that was the offset, and I didn't mind so much then. There's still, I should have learned by that experience as well. So that is a sucky sale in my books. Next, a success sale. Right, let's get rid of this. I'm really, really not overly adept on this sharing screen. Let me see. Edit, no, stop sharing. Yeah, so stop sharing that. Share another one, a success sale. Just talk amongst yourselves for a moment. Let's go to that one. Is this one definitely a success sale? This Norwegian, in fact, Dave and Jay will probably recognize this all too well. This is a British Army Norwegian food container, a field kitchen. It's basically a thermos box, for want of a better word. And anytime that the guys are out on exercise on the range, this is what they get. Everything supplied in: tea, range stew, coffee, soft drinks, all that kind of stuff. It keeps stuff either hot or cold, respectively. This was a steal, a proper walk down memory lane. And just for probably a bit of information that's only relative to the people that have served previously, it stunk of Screech. Screech is a powdered orange, like rehydrating drink that honestly, I'm sure my insides are still orange from drinking it. It just taints everything. So it smelled of orange, this container. There's quite a few comps for these at a lesser value, probably around about the £60 mark. The thing that pushed the value up on this was the fact that it had the 2 storage containers and ladle as well. So that it was in brilliant condition as well. You tend to find with these, they do get knocked about a bit. They'll stand it as well, though. I've seen a truck drive over one of these and it's not phased it whatsoever. So that was definitely a success sale. Stop sharing. So that's 2 down, 4 to go. Next, back to the sucky sales. Sucky sale. What was next on my sucky sale list? Get rid of that one. This is the one. Definitely a sucky sale. It's a sucky sale for, well, it's entirely my fault, the reason this is a sucky sale. Entirely my fault. So that sale price, it didn't actually sell for that at all. It sold for £13.50. And the reason it sold for, I don't know why it says 34. Now, I'm going to go off on a bit of a tangent here. I was watching Nick Hill's video today about an offer glitch that eBay is suffering at the minute, whereby if you send an offer out on the desktop, it only registers the first digit of the offer. So if you send an offer out for £19, say, the potential buyers are receiving the offer at £1. So I'll ignore that for a sec. This may well be part of the same glitch, because when the sale came through, it definitely only said £13.50. Anyway, the reason it was a double sucky sale is because I only glanced over the cost price to me for this Sportex leather salopettes. It's basically dungarees for bikers. I paid £25 for them, which I paid up anyway, and I didn't check them over properly. The lining was in a right state, so slap on the wrist for me in that regard. And obviously I assumed that I cocked up when I sent out the offer out. So this was definitely a sucky sale, but it was entirely my fault. So I've made a loss on those. Definitely a big loss, well, relatively speaking. But following it up with a sucky sale, and which is this is hardly a very flowing conversation. My apologies. Not that one. I think I might have miscounted here actually. Right, let's get that one. Success sale. I bought from a charity shop a bin bag with a camera in, and it had a couple of minor camera related bits and pieces in, all of which were Canon. So this underneath the bag underneath the camera that I bought, I think I paid something like 20 quid for it, something like that, the whole bin bag. I knew there was something under it, but really I just had a quick rummage through, saw an item with decent value in. I think that camera sold for about 80 to 90 pound, and under it was quite a selection. There was this camera, there was a couple of lenses, that's and a few other different bits and pieces. Anyway, this is one of the higher end sales from that bin bag. £119. Essentially, this cost me very, very little, if anything at all, this camera. It's a brand new Canon A1. It's just the camera body. Generally speaking, with 35mm cameras, the camera bodies aren't worth very much at all. So you need to be paying next to nothing for them. This one is a particularly collectible one. And for all intents and purposes, it was brand new as well. So with this and a couple of the other lenses, I think one went for 80 quid, one went for around about the same price as this, 120 quid, and a few small bits and pieces like lens hoods and all that kind of stuff, well into profit on the whole thing. So 35mm cameras, guys, there is still a huge market for it. In fact, another one that I haven't added to this particular list that I sold day before yesterday was a Yashica Samurai 35mm camera. That went for £170. So check the comps on the 35mm cameras. They're absolutely tremendous. I'm going to finish up. I think, like I said, I think I've miscounted, so I've not got 6 for you. Stop that screen sharing, share another bit of screen. So I've done that one. This one, and again, it was just because it was an entirely a waste of time. I think it was last summer I got something like 80 or 90 cassettes, some of which are bundled in sort of like country bundles or pop bundles, and sold them through. This is the last of the cassettes. They were just been hanging around for forever and a day. If any of you have been following me for, well, since the new year, then I'd try my best not to list anything under £10. And if I do list anything under £10, it needs to be free, basically, because I want to spend less and less time turning work into money, basically. So this was definitely a waste of time. Each to their own. I mean, if you're the type of person who's happy with low sales, won't criticize that. Sorry, low margins and selling low value items, I certainly won't criticize that at all. Everybody's at a different level. But when it's finally sold, I'm a big Ella Fitzgerald fan. When it finally sold, it's probably actually cost me money because of the amount of times it's been relisted. So lesson learned there. Stop sharing that. And this is where it's going to take me days to catch up on the chat. Here we go. Yeah, that's not going to be a regular feature. That sucky sales or sucky sex. Sucky, I can't even say it now. That bit. Cheering England women tomorrow. Do you know what? I'm not into football, but I'm tempted to get at the pub to watch. I really am. So that might be, yeah, that might be on the cards for me tomorrow. And I've just lost that position now. Lots and lots of people saying hello to each other. Oh, there we go. Dave looking fresh. Yeah, I've already had my shower and shave because as soon as we finish this live, I am off. I am off ski. Salisbury socks, Salisbury 6. I can't even say. I need new dentures. That's long-winded. That we need. I don't know, just abbreviate it or something. We can work on it. Space event. Even Dave, not seen you at Fitzwilliam for a while. No, it's been a combination of climbing a stock mountain and just crappy weather. I fully intend to be there this week though, so just hit me up if you see me in the field. Always happy to have a chat. What motorcycle do you ride, Dave? I have a Suzuki Bandit 1200. I've had a few different bikes. I keep going to back to the Bandit 12s. I love them. Absolutely love them. You used all your foam on the steam press. Do you know what? John, even you would have been impressed with that. It looked like some kind of freaky foam space invader when I'd finished. Absolutely tremendous. That foam is just the best. I forget the name of it. Can you just comment what the name of the foam is so I can tell everybody? Because, yeah, everybody needs to get on that foam. It's just the dog's danglies. Lots of hellos. I love your channel, but do you pay insurance on all your parcels? No, I don't. It's all value related. If anything's under £20, generally speaking, I'll just send them Royal Mail second class. If it's over 2 kilos and over £20, I'll send it recorded for that little bit of extra insurance. You get £50 as opposed to £20. And if of anything of significant value, say £35 or more, then I'll send it with additional protections, kind of thing. I didn't even know they came with them. Yes, yeah. Oh, sorry, the Norwegian container. Yeah, I've only seen them once. I've never seen that ladle before, so it was landed on. I only paid £18 for that container. So obviously in 80, whatever it was, £95 including postage flip. Then yeah, that was a result. Ben's in. Good evening, Ben. Hey, dude. I'm sure you've been asked this a million times. What's been your best flip profit ever? So I have been asked a few times, and I think it's still a projector. I got a bundle of vintage film projectors. There was a sort of like a couple of home projection ones and a couple of sort of like industrial projector ones, and this was early on in the first lockdown. I paid £100 for all of them, and the main unit sold for either £350 or £450, and the others sold for sort of like well over £100. So to date, I mean, it's all relatively speaking. Just recently, I sold an empty whiskey box that I paid £3 for £100. So there's been quite a number of items that's been significant margin in. It cancelled his £1 sale. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I think watching his video, he said that if there's ever any blowback from eBay for cancelling a sale when it isn't the choice of the buyer, then to quote a reference, and it's a sort of like a get out of jail free kind of situation. Touch wood, I haven't come across that glitch. Is anybody else? I don't know. Just to update everybody, Nick Hills did a video today about a glitch. Like I say, it was based on the desktop. If you sent an offer out from the desktop, it only registered the first digit in the offer. So like I say, an offer of £19 would only go out to the buyer or the potential buyers as £1. So has anybody else come across that glitch and been caught out by it? Be interesting to see. Interesting to hear. $9.99 DPD up to 30 kilos in size. Yeah, I couldn't find that offer. I mean, to be honest with you, it's really rare I'll send anything that big, and I should have done some more research. Again, time is my most important commodity. So I think I just wanted to get out the door. Hi, Claire. How are you? Need to go. Definitely. That's a really good point, actually, Jay. If anybody is available, August Bank Holiday weekend, my motorcycle club are hosting an event in Milnthorpe, which is just north of Lancaster. It's a ticket event, so you need to go to avernusmcc.mozello.com. I'll put the link in the description after this video uploads, and it's just a weekend of partying basically. You don't have to be a biker. You can get a car pass. So if you're on a bike, your bike's just have to buy a ticket for the event. But if you need a car pass, you have to have a car pass as well. So everybody's invited. They've got loads of tickets left. How you doing, Brian? Good to see you. Don't forget to come round for your cap, by the way. Right, we're going to move on quickly in a minute because I'm getting down to the bottom of the chat, I think. Thanks very much indeed, Sam and Bell. Sucky Cessful News segment. Sucky is a sucky name for a segment or something like that. No one listens to cassettes nowadays. You'd be surprised. There is, it's a small market, but there is still a market for them. Because people still have classic cars and such. I mean, it's not a vast market, but I suppose it's like with VHS tapes, there's going to be some with significant value and the vast majority that aren't. Any excuse to get the pub, Dave? Absolutely, yeah. I've had somebody's had the key in the back winding me up today. How many items do I list today? I try to list 4 items a day. Today I haven't listed any, and tomorrow isn't looking good either. But Monday or Friday, I try and list at least 4 items. And usually on a Monday or a Tuesday, I'll have a splurge and I can do anything up to 30, 40, say. So as long as you're listing, I think that's the key thing. I don't not list on a weekend because I think I deserve time off or anything like that. It's because you can just draft listings on a Friday or earlier on in the week and make sure you're listing every day. So I think it is very, very important that you are, if you want to keep that that flow through your sales going. Got a response of John. Polyethylene foam, that's what you need to be watching out for. Fortunately, because John incidentally is the moderator of the ABL reselling community Facebook group, absolute diamond of a bloke. He's found this source of this foam, and we're getting it for free, albeit very sporadically. And there's no mess. You cut it and there's like next to no mess at all compared to the likes of polystyrene that if anybody who's ever tried cutting polystyrene, then you'll know what I'm talking about. This stuff is absolutely the dog's danglies. Easy to cut, easy to just fit the purpose you want it to. So watch out for that. Better known as ether foam, stratocell closed cell foam sheets. But yeah, you have a chemical compound for that as well, John. Free efficient, mate. Bounty Hunt. Why is that not clicking now? Come on, here we go. Hi Dave, love the videos, keep up the good work. Thank you very much indeed, sir. What would you be your holy grail in motorcycle jackets? Do you know what mine? I've had mine. I've got a textile motorcycle jacket. I'm not a big fan of leather bike jackets, the textile ones, because I'm a fat sweaty bloke basically. As far as value is concerned, if we're talking about reselling, anything genuine Harley Davidson, anything at all, because I don't want to be insulting to Harley riders, but they usually people. I'm stereotyping, and I apologize, but when people retire from prominent jobs with decent pensions, generally speaking, the midlife crisis buy is a Harley, and they're prepared to spend a ridiculous amount of money on it when they're not necessarily the best bikes in the world. I'm being really generous here. And the gear that goes with it as well. Anything that's Harley branded is really expensive anyway, and it holds its value. As far as personal preference is concerned, you can't go far wrong with RST, really, or Oxford. Yeah, it's just cheap stuff. I'd rather buy cheaper stuff and replace it more regularly. So that's my take on it anyway. I don't think my current bike jacket that I've had for, geez, must be 15 years. I don't think that's branded at all. Have a free source of that foam. Amazing stuff for packaging, absolutely. So if anybody lives down the road for Tam and Bell and they've got a free source of this foam, then just tap them up. You could be sort of like a foam peddler, Tom. Hi Dave, new subscriber. I love the boot sale concept, but never come across one where I live in Canada. Not flea markets in Canada. That's the term in the States. It's like everything though. I think you might be able to start a trend. Just launch a flea market, a boot sale yourself kind of thing. Might be able to tap into a market there. Right, we get to the bottom of the chat and we can move on, because what time are we on? We're on about half an hour. We'll knock it on the head around about 6, so I can put my lippy on. Need to get listening again. Absolutely, Jilly. Light a fire under yourself, girl. Even in the rain, I have grown my hair and it's really, really grey. So I've just accepted the fact. I was going to dye it, but too many people were, well, more specifically my daughter said they'll probably disown me. I'm just an old boy now, so it's good to live with it. Normally, yeah, he's like a head Johnny. If you hear a noise in the background, by the way, it's because it's quite warm for being so wet in Chorley today. I'm sweating like Fred watching Ground Force. Pretty well handled with a Harley quote, yeah. Not as good as a wink to a blind man. Harley or Mustang is what I see from newly divorced me. For newly divorced me, I know, absolutely, yeah. I wasn't really being. Well, there was no gender in that. It just, I've seen both sides of the fence. I used to deliver motorbikes for a living. I've seen probably just as many affluent women buying Harleys as I have affluent men. Okay. And we're getting down to the bottom. Am I going out to that? Yeah, can you tell? I've had a bit of a shave. Put my shirt on. It's a bit of it's a cowboy themed party tonight, cowboys and Indians kind of thing, but nah, not bothering. I've not found anything in the charity shop. It reminds me. Do you know what? I used to like you, Jelly. My house looks like a doctor's waiting room. Now I look like a bloody fruit. Thanks, pal. Right, okay. A couple more comments and we'll move on. I'm not divorced, I said it wrong. I know. I'll be poisoning the well. Keep up these insults. Pure respect to you, but why do you give away all your secrets? Because it doesn't affect what I do whatsoever. They're not secrets. What I want to do, by nature, I like to think I'm quite philanthropic. And when I started my YouTube channel, it was very early on. I think it was not so long before the first lockdowns. And if ever I started flagging with my interest in doing it, and incidentally, one of the main reasons I do it is because I like the creating side of it. But during lockdowns, I got messages of people saying, been watching your videos, been picking up a few tips, and it's helping me pay my mortgage. It's helping me put food on the table for my kids. And that, if there was, I don't give a monkeys if I ever get a penny out of anything to do with YouTube. That for me was worth $1 million. It absolutely was. It just blew my mind that me waffling on, and don't get me wrong, this is not me trying to brag or anything like that. Because it was just completely by accident that I got these messages off these people, and it's making a difference. But coming back to the original point, even if I told everybody every single bit of information that I have and I've ever had, two things on that. I'm not an expert. There's loads of people in the chat, let alone in the world, that knows so much more than me. Not everybody wants to be a full-time reseller, and everybody has different life experiences and different levels of ability to grasp things. So there is no competition whatsoever, none. And I'm sure everybody who has a presence on YouTube doing this kind of thing will tell you the same thing. Sorry, I waffled on. I labour that point a little bit. Hi, Dave. Everyone, entertain me. I've had a rough day. Okay, so you've just come at the right time, Kath. I'm just about to do the naked can segment of the show. Mr. James, how are you? Where the hell have you been for the last half hour? Okay. Here we go. Sharing help with others is a good thing. Absolutely. It's circular as well, because I've benefited greatly by information from people, the feedback that I get. I say at the end of almost every video, if anybody spots anything at the boot sales that I've missed, tell me about it. And it adds to my knowledge bank as well. So yeah, it's circular. And to be honest with you, if you do good shit, then good shit happens to you. I mean, it's a generalization, but I really believe that proportionally, if you're a knobhead, then knobhead things are going to happen to you. But if you're after or try to be a decent person, then decent things will happen to you. Okay, let's get on with the next bit of the show. Oh, it's another giveaway. Okay, this is not quite as exciting. The next bit is for, some people really get off on this actually, it's for 100 postal bags. I know, yeah, there's no expense spared on these. My word. They smell brand new, not used. So for 100 postal, it says large, but they're not actually that large. They're about just a bit bigger than A4 size. So for these bags, it is a question again. And the question is, I'm going to label this for a second, actually. If you've been watching my videos for quite a while, there's a significantly increased chance you'll get the answer to this question. Question is, what was my job in the army? Now, I actually had 2 jobs in the army. I'll take either one as an answer. And while you're thinking on that, Lorraine, I'm grateful for all the tips. You're more than welcome, Lorraine. It's my pleasure. Absolutely my pleasure. I love making the videos. I love the creative side of it. Well, aside from this last week, we've done absolutely bugger all, which has been great. Thank you very much indeed. I love that name. I only just noticed. Very bollocks. Okay, Tom. Interesting Facebook post on reselling YouTubers. Very anti-YouTube. Don't understand why we keep telling our secrets and making everything so much harder just to get better and adapt. Do you know what? You really hit the nail on the head as well. Because if I was ever to get to a stage where, well, people being on YouTube telling everyone, they're not secrets. It's all out there to be had. Sharing their experiences. Even if it got to the stage where it started affecting their business and it started affecting my business, I'd actually really welcome that. I know it sounds a little bit masochistic, but in that event, it would just force me to do better. It will force me to look for different avenues, different income streams and all that lot. So I'll welcome that. Bring it on, because let's face it, if you've been doing reselling for any length of time, you can get stagnant. You really do have to keep kicking yourself up the arse. I mean, fortunately, I love what I do, so I don't find it very difficult to kick myself up the arse. But if my head drops at times, but if you're susceptible to depression or just feeling down or just life getting on top of you, then I forgot what's going with that. You need to. It's harder to kick yourself up the arse. I think that was my point. James, Linda from America. Yeah, that's okay. Just talk to other people in the chat. I don't mind at all, Linda. I'm Dave, by the way. Everybody loves James, though. You're quite right. James should do more content for YouTube, but he won't. I've asked him several times. How do you not do the weather dance? Right, okay, we're going to move on to this question. No. Oh, no, sorry, I was looking for an answer to the question, weren't I? Cook. Nope. Chef. Nope. Chef. Nope. Chef. Naked dancer. Not as a job, Kath. So, I mean, we've had such a close answer. Such a close. In the absence of, I'm going to pull the plug and come back to that answer. So Lane is in. Sorry, can specialist. I was a specialist, but it wasn't quite that glamorous. Sniper, no. Cook and cook doo-doo. Okay. Oh, James, professional at hiding false teeth under the bed sheets. If anybody gets that reference, then right. So we've had a really, 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 really close answer. It's not absolutely bang, so I'm going to go straight to the bottom, see if there's been any other. No, there hasn't. So I'm going to highlight the winning answer now. Kathy, logistics. Yep, I was a supply specialist. So that's the closest answer. So it should drag this out far too long if I give brownie points for the other part, my other trade. So yeah, I was a supply specialist in the army, and my secondary trade was a physical training instructor. So Kath, if you email me at youtube@shedlife.uk, then I'll hook you up with these bags. Thank you very much for playing. This next bit is probably going to drag this out a bit because, as I said earlier, I did not. Oh yes, look at that. Just after I called it. Sorry about that, mate. There you go. Right, was I a jarhead? I was, but that wasn't my job. Right, okay, so guys, just in the comments, what I want you to do is just in capitals type your name if you want to be in the duck race at the end. So I'm going to limit the duck race to 10 names. So with the first, I'll go back in the chat after I've done this next bit and pull the first 10 names off. As I said earlier, because of the wonderful way the internet works, the order that I see on my screen won't necessarily be the order that you see on your screen. So you just have to take my word for it. And I can already see, in fact, I might be able to do this on the hoof. Is it going to let me copy it? So first name, I'm going to type these in as I go, because if anybody's seen the duck race before, it's a lot of fun. J 433 Ed, George, Chris Tyler. I'm glad I only said 10. Julie, Claire, I'll put a Claire B just in case for Claire Bonetta. Alex, I'm hoping there's no duplications on names here. Right, this awkward pause bit will be worth it at the end. You just have to trust me on that one. For 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 3 more. Adrian. Lorraine. And last one, Linda. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So the 10 contestants for the duck race at the end are J 433 Ed, George, Chris Tyler, Jilly, Claire B, Alex, Adrian, Linda, Lorraine, and Linda. Right, back to that. Okay, so that is all set. Click done, click set, and they are good to go. Yeah, James is the king of broccoli. Absolutely. This is my multifunction face, this, Jilly. This is my concentrating face, and no, never mind. Stuart inquiry, you said capitals. Oh, blah, blah, blah. Okay, you can't be a sore participant now. You've won something. I missed out. Yeah, sorry. You win the prize for the most amusing username, though, Fairy Bollocks. Right, next section. Unboxing. This tickle me. It's doing it again. The courier dropped this off today, and I don't know if you can hear that. There's a Wookiee in this box. Oh, I hope you can hear that. Right, so the story behind this, on our amazing group, we call them the 500 Club, ABL Reselling Community Facebook group. We limit the numbers to 500 because everybody knows that big Facebook groups just suck. They get clicky and they get nasty and blah, blah, blah. So we limit it to 500, and it's basically resellers supporting resellers, and it works really well, really helpful, and there's no sniping a backstabber or anything like that. It's a beautiful creation. It's beautiful. So myself and John Walsh, who's in the chat, run it, and it's not a lot of work really because the people who are involved are just brilliant. Anyway, one of the members of that group, a gentleman called Paul Cushion, so shout out to Paul if you're watching this video. He's got a full-time job basically. He was up until recently a full-time reseller, and he's scaling down some of his stock. So he said he put together a blind box, 50 quid, and including postage. So I said, yeah, I'll have it. I have actually bought off Paul in the past, and he's the kind of guy that everybody wants to buy off because he over delivers. So I've not, this is still sealed as it arrived this morning with the courier. So I've not looked in it. It just tickled me that it was sort of like a Wookiee sound in there. So where's my scissors? Let's have a look, see what we've got. I lost my scissors. So the note that came with this box said, definitely guaranteed profit in it. I have no reason to suspect. Oh my good God. I think somebody's been having a bit of a shave. I think there's a merkin in the top of this. Oh, it is as well. Absolutely on the money. Oh, look, check out that bad boy. Love it. Official Star Wars merchandise, a Wookiee. I'm not going to... I'll leave this to you, actually, to decide whether it was worth me paying 50 quid for this box. So I'm not going to drag this video out any longer than it needs to be, to just comp checking all these. So that Wookiee, oh, brilliant. Oh, shoot. I used to pick these up all the time, but not for a while. So we have a selection of ties. What we've got here, Popeye, Christmas tie, Bugs Bunny. There's this Daffy Duck. Oh, I might even come across something in here that might be useful tonight. Oh, legendary. Wile E. Coyote and Roadrunner. This is probably one that might be of interest to the luxury pickers. This is a Toy Kenning and Spencer Limited Audi tie. Well, it's the Audi logo anyway. It looks like a royal crest on it as well. Well, I might give these away actually. Some shoe expanders. Don't leave home without them. More ties. That's an EWS tie and a rail freight tie. Itachi radio cassette player. I've sold one of these just recently, actually, a Ferguson one, which went for £35 plus postage. So, and Ferguson probably aren't an equivalent brand, well, equivalent quality brand to this. It's a lot more flowing when the videos are edited together. Chewie had an opening mouth. No, not in this instance. So a little Hitachi boombox. I'm probably looking at about 15 quid on that, give or take. Oh no, now we're talking. The last time I did this, I won't get to the computer to type or anything. So, another radio, more of a vintage one. This, it did actually say on it, Philips radio, vintage Philips radio, probably again about 10 maybe. I might be. That's an RL210. That's the model on that one. Kenya rugby top. Some rugby tops can go for good money. So again, if anybody's had any experience with this kind of stuff, then let me know. Now we're talking. What on earth does that say? Coldplay tour t-shirt, tour t-shirts as well. Some of them, particularly vintage, particularly classic rock tour t-shirts can go for decent money. Perhaps not so much Coldplay. Now, oh yes, absolutely. Diesel Industry jeans. Diesel Industry, very, very good brand to watch out for. Probably looking along the same kind of values as the better Levi's. Chances are not much money in that. This is a telecom. Not seeing a model on this. It's a vintage phone anyway. Maybe it's about 10 on that perhaps. Now these are pretty cool. We've got a Coca-Cola branded storage tin and a napkin dispenser. Again, Coke branded. That looks like it stands that way. Napkins come out the side. That's pretty cool, actually. I like that. Again, not a clue what value on it. And a selection of cameras. Just a cheap and cheerful Kodak camera. I've seen those before. Not worth picking up in the main. It's binoculars. Yep, we've got Prince Lux 10 by 50 coated binoculars. Some binoculars, again, good news, most of which not so much. More binoculars. These are Regent 10 by 50 again, larger binoculars. It's really trying to get out of these binoculars. Bit tatty these ones, but they are Boots Ascot. More binoculars. Those are all in the cases, incidentally. When it comes to binoculars, a good brand to watch out for, Carl Zeiss. I recently picked up a pair of Carl Zeiss binoculars, birding binoculars. Paid, I think, about £30 for. They went for about 130. These are very, very old binoculars. And what am I seeing on there? W. Watson and Sons Limited, London, 1916. Last couple of items. I think this is one of those concertina type cameras. Yep, very old vintage camera. And last item, is this a lens? Looks like a lens converter. Just an old dirty kit as well, possibly even for that camera. And that's an empty box. So what do you reckon? Thumbs up, thumbs down? what we're saying in the chat. I've got just the world of ties on the desk now. Don't brand anything with Star Wars these days. Yep, absolutely. I think I might have some Star Wars undercrackers somewhere. Old school ties are brilliant. Yeah, there was a real big thing about novelty ties for the longest time. I haven't looked into them for quite a while because the last couple I got, I think they were Christmas ties to be fair. Last couple I got, there just wasn't any margin in them at all. So I'll stop picking them up. It's like Christmas. Absolutely. I'd just do a fashion show just wearing those. No, nobody wants to see that, Dave. Don't get that filthy idea out of your head. Jimmy is well excited. Absolutely, yeah. Billy. Lost me there, mate. Big call Watchworth. It's normally me that's the queen of typos, Jay. Good evening, Zoe. How are you doing? Hope you're well. Have you visited Liverpool again anytime soon? Yeah, the Coke stuff is well cool. Right, I'm going to wrap this up imminently because I can hear the call of the pumps. That storage tin looks like it's for straws. That's a good call, actually. I was thinking it's too small for spaghetti. Yeah, good call. That could turn out to be decent value in those, actually, Kath. Yeah, thanks for that. Boxes like a TARDIS. Yeah, absolutely. That's a good tip, actually. Thank you for sharing. If you've got items that you're selling as spares or repair, putting prop in the title is good practice because that's what some of them get used for or get bought for. So if you've got prop in the title, you stand out a little bit more. So we've got thumbs up for this box anyway. Well worth the 50 quid we're saying by the looks of it. Yeah, thumbs up. Worth well more than 50 quid. Yeah, I think what I might do just to put a bit of love back in the community is make my money and then just box up what's left and pass it on. Or is that a shitty thing to do? I don't know. Might just help somebody else out. So lots and lots of thumbs ups. The jeans are low and we get your money back. Yeah, for sure. Mel teaches like novelty ties. I like novelty ties. Don't forgive myself and Richard a plug tonight and reseller podcast. Of course. 7 o'clock tonight, reseller podcast over on Night's Live channel, guys. Check that out. Okay, last couple of comments and then we'll go on to the highlight of the show. The box is a moneymaker. Yeah, absolutely. Right, folks, if you haven't been, this is, even if you're not one of the lucky 10 names, incidentally, the prize that you can win is this. I'm not saying it's full. Another bottle of whiskey. This is another special edition. The empty bottles of these sell quite successfully. I think probably around about the 15 to 20 pound for the empty bottles of these. Now I can neither confirm or deny whether this bottle is brand new and sealed or not. So that's what is up for grabs. If you haven't seen the drop race before, it's lots and lots of fun. I will do my absolute best to do the commentating. You normally dry up. I'll set it for 2 minutes. So the 10 names are Linda, Lorraine, Alex, Adrian, Claire B, Jilly, Chris Tyler, George, Ed, and another one that's just off the screen. Can't see where the bottom one is. Who was it? Anyway, those 10 people are in this. So here we go. I'm going to share my screen. This is so exciting. Share the screen. Share the screen. We're going to make it even bigger. Is it going to fill the screen? Okay, here we go for the duck race. I'll just put myself in there, sod it. Right, so set the time, which I forgot to do. Oh, this is such a well-oiled machine, this live, isn't it? 2 minutes. Set. Let's show you all the names in the list. Jay, 433 Ed, George, Chris Tyler, Jilly, Claire B, Alex, Adrian, Lorraine, Linda. Locked in, ready for the start of the race. Has everybody hit thumbs up on this video just to indicate that you're ready for, for this duck race? For this not necessarily empty or full, brand spanking new bottle of whiskey. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're off. Who's going to take an early lead? All these characters are just dressed to perfection. Chris Tyler, who has just got nothing on apart from his modesty cover on his back, takes an early lead. We've got Adrian, who might be a Wookiee. I'm not entirely sure. It's some kind of teddy bear in the second of the minute. George, dressed as Superman, is making quite a push through here. He's neck and neck with Chris. Right at the back, we've got Ed and Jay and Linda, who is, I thought she had some kind of disease. It's actually cute little hearts. Adrian in the lead, the bear now. Adrian the bear. Are you a bear, Adrian? Everybody wants to know now. Lorraine is slacking back, and Jay is right at the back. He's looking a bit off color as well, to be fair. In there, we've got Jilly making it come through. Jilly the Viking, of course, from the northeast. She's going to be nothing else but a Viking. Claire, the alien, is sorry, Claire. This is just completely random. I don't think you're an alien at all. Adrian's still in the front. We're halfway through the race now. Claire's making a comeback. She's got her antenna. She's focusing. Alien antenna things. I think it's an alien. It might be a snail. Who knows? I'm just making this shit up as I go along. Alex, a naked boy in second place. I think Chris and Alex are just butt naked. Well, I don't know what that's all about. Okay, so Claire B out in front at the minute. Jay is actually sneaking up. I think he might make a run for the post at the last minute. 25 seconds to go now. Linda has been very constant all the way through this race. This race doesn't get decided until the last 5 seconds. Claire is out in front of the minute, but it's anybody's race. Adrian the bear. Alex is making a final sprint for the finish line in his butt naked glory. Is he going to get across the line though? Yes, we have a winner. Alex, well done. Thank you very, very much for taking part, everybody. Alex, if you email me at youtube@shedlife.uk, give me your details, I will get it off in post to you. Right, let's shoot the ducks. Shoot the duck. I hope you enjoyed that, guys. That was brilliant. Right, let's get the last few comments and then wrap it up for the evening. Jilly on the run. Okay. Duck race looks strange without 50 odd ducks in it now. Yeah, definitely. At least everybody can see the names though. Okay. Last few comments. Yeah, Jay did pretty well. Bills and Moon Theory is right. Later the rain will win. Ah, there you go. Shot the theory. Shot the theory down. Everybody's saying well done. Well done, well done, well done, well done, well done, Alex. Yep, let's say Alex, hit me up on email to youtube@shedlife.uk and we'll get that sorted out. Alex was naked too, so theory stands. I was bear duck. I was a Viking, suits me that absolutely. I don't think anybody across you, Jilly. Last comment. Dave, drink sensibly. Only 3 bottles of JD Max. I think 1 or 2 Jack Daniels might be consumed tonight. If anybody has my number, do not call me before midday tomorrow. Thank you very much. Right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up there and get me lippy on and go out and have a party. Thank you very much indeed for joining in this live. It's been a lot of fun. Thanks very much for the continued support of the channel. I will try harder for next week and get a boot sale video out on Saturday. Hopefully, maybe I've got an idea for a couple of shorts during the week as well, so watch out for those. Don't forget Night's Life in, what time are we on now? In 50 minutes on the Night's Life channel, we've got the podcast, so check that out. Love you all. I'll speak to you soon and have a jolly good weekend.